Good morning everyone, myself Sanjeev Kumar. Today in this lecture we are going to discuss DC motors, definitions and also their types and relations. Now first of all, what is meant by back EMF? Similar to generated EMF, back EMF is also a generated EMF in DC motors and it opposes the supply voltage. So that's why it is called as the back EMF. So how it induces? So if you take a DC motor, and when the supply is given to this motor, so this armature having some conductors with the armature conductors rotation. So if it is placed in north and south poles, so this armature conductors also rotates. Okay, this armature conductors are also rotates. So as per Faraday's first law, Faraday's laws of electromagnetic induction, when a conductor cuts the flux, so where is the flux? The flux is flowing from north pole to south pole and these conductors are rotating similar to DC generators. So when these conductors rotate, the conductors cut this flux so that there is a generated EMF. Okay, they will generate the EMF, but they will also experience as the force, so the direction will be different. So this internally involves a generator principle, that is the generated EMF is due to Faraday's laws of electromagnetic induction, and this generated EMF we can call it as a back EMF. So why you are not saying it is a generated EMF? Since this back EMF or generated EMF in this armature conductors is opposite direction to the given supply voltage. We are giving the supply through commutator brushes. So due to the electromagnetic induction, the generated EMF is opposite direction to this voltage. So now this is the armature current coming into this armature. So this armature current drives this motor. So this V main intention is to drive this armature current against the back EMF. Okay, so what is meant by back EMF? It is the generated voltage in DC motor and opposite to the supply voltage. And what is the reason for back EMF production? The main reason is when the armature conductors rotates in a magnetic field. So as per Faraday's laws of electromagnetic induction, EMF will be induced in the armature conductors, and that is called as the back EMF because it backs the supply voltage and it is opposes the supply voltage. So EB opposes the supply voltage. It opposes the supply voltage. We know that if you take this simple figure, so armature having some resistance and current is flowing through this armature. Now you can written as V minus IaRa is equal to EB. Now V is the supply voltage and IaRa is the drop in armature, so that will be EB. Now the remaining back EMF or generated voltage will drive this. So actually V will operates with the Ia, armature current is going to drive this armature. So this back EMF is also called as generated EMF or counter EMF. But generated EMF is a term related to generators. So that's why you can call it as a counter EMF or back EMF. Okay. Now what is the formula for back EMF? How you determine the back EMF in DC motors? So there is no change in formula for generated EMF and back EMF. So similar to generated EMF, back EMF is also given by pi z np by 60 into A. Now this is the back EMF formula in terms of parameters: flux, conductors, speed, poles, number of parallel paths, and revolutions per seconds, that is 60 n by 60. Now by using this we can find out the back EMF, but back EMF and voltage relations are very important while you are calculating the problems, numerical problems, and evaluating the solution for this DC machines problems. Okay, so that's why back EMF relations for different motors are also we are going to take out from the types of DC motors. Okay, now this is up to back EMF, and if you see the back EMF formula for shunt generator, VB minus IA into RA. So sorry, shunt motor, V minus IARA. So given input minus drop, you will get the output EB. Nothing but voltage minus drop will gives the back EMF. If you take a series motor, you can add the series resistance drop for this, so you will get the remaining back EMF equation. So one by one we discuss about the relations of back EMF, voltage, the corresponding types of motors. Now we will discuss the types of DC motors. Similar to generators, DC motors are also again two types. The first one is separately excited DC motors, and again self-excited DC motors. Now again in self-excited DC motors we are having the three types. That is, first one is DC shunt motor, and the second one is DC series motor, and the third one is DC compound motor. Again it is having the two types. We already know that long shunt and short shunt. Can also take it as cumulatively compounded, differentially compounded. You can also take it as this cumulatively compounded and differentially compounded motors. Now what is the shunt motor, DC shunt motor? So DC shunt motor is nothing but when the field winding and armature both are connected in parallel. We already discussed the DC machine having two windings. One is armature winding and another one is field winding. If field winding and the armature both are connected in parallel and you supply the voltage, so the current is coming here IL and current entering into here, and this is so. Now this is the shunt motor. Field winding and armature both are connected in parallel, whereas series motor, series winding and armature both are connected in parallel. Sorry, series, it is called as series motor. And series and shunt both windings are connected, we can call it as a compound motor. We can see here, so series winding and it is the long shunt, we are connected here. Similarly short shunt also, it is connected across. Okay, now this is the voltage connected across here. This is the series winding and this is the armature, and this is the shunt winding. This is also armature and this is series winding, and this is shunt winding. This is the long shunt compound motor, and this is the short shunt. So why we are calling short shunt? This shunt winding is connected only short across only armature. If it is connected across both series and armature winding, we can call it as a long shunt. So this is long shunt, and this is short shunt, and this is shunt, and this is series. We can write here shunt and series motors. Now we will discuss what is the voltage and current relations and what is the back EMF relation among the three motor parameters. Now we will discuss separately excited DC motor back EMF and voltage equation and their relations. So let this be the separately excited DC motor. So I am exciting the field of this DC motor, field winding of this motor by battery. So the current will be field current, and this armature is extended to connect the load. So that's why the load is given. I am not shown here, I just written load. Let V be the supply voltage, EB is the back EMF generated in armature, V is the supply voltage here, input. Next, IA is the armature current entering into the armature, and IL is the load current. So IA and IL both will be same for DC separately excited, since there is no series winding, so it is separately excited. Only armature winding is there, and IF is the field current in field winding, and RA is the armature resistance. So armature having some resistance, small resistance, that is armature resistance. Now from this you can see here the field winding is separately excited. So when this field is excited through a battery, and this is a field rheostat, by adjusting this field rheostat, field current is flowed to field winding, and the EMF will be generated in this armature. Now this generated EMF, we can call it as a back EMF, is opposite to the applied voltage. Okay, you can see here this is also acts as a source. Now you can take it as a simple KVL here. So this is the IA, and we're having some resistance RA, and this is the back EMF EB, and this is the applied voltage V here. Now you can see here by applying KVL for this, so this is the applied voltage, and this is the voltage across the armature. Now you can apply KVL for this, the current flowing through is IA. Okay, now applying KVL to loop, so what you will get, V plus V minus IA into RA minus EB is equal to 0. So that V minus IA RA is equal to EB. What is the formula for EB? EB is equal to V minus IA RA. Okay, and voltage equation is V equal to EB plus IA into RA plus BCD also. What is BCD? Brush contact drop. We can also add the BCD is nothing but brush drop. Okay, now this is the voltage equation for DC motor, the back EMF plus drop across armature. Only we are considering the armature drop and brush drop, so there is no other drops available since it is a separately excited. So this equivalent circuit for this will gives the back EMF and voltage relations. Now this separately excited DC motors, we can create the back EMF, armature and voltage relations by using this equivalent diagram. Now we'll go for the relations between voltage and back EMF for DC shunt motor. We already discussed that shunt motor is nothing but parallel. So when the field winding is connected in parallel to armature winding, armature is called as shunt motor. Now this is the shunt motor diagram, connection diagram. You can see here the supply voltage V is connected across armature as well as field winding. So the current is coming from supply is IL, which is nothing but a load current, and the current entering into armature is IA, denoted by IA, and the current entering into field winding, shunt field winding, is ISH. It is denoted by ISH, and AA is the terminals of armature, and F is the terminals of field winding, and RA is the armature resistance, and RSH is the shunt field winding resistance. Now EB is nothing but back EMF. So supply voltage, back EMF, and three currents: armature current, load current, and field current. Similarly, two resistance, one is armature resistance and another one is field resistance. Now for the shunt motor, we can go for the current relations first. Similar to generators, first we evaluate the current relations, then we will go for the voltage and back EMF relations. Okay. Now you see there are three currents and there is a one node is appeared here. Let us say this node is X. Okay. Now at node X, applying KCL. So you can see here at node X there are one entering current and two leaving currents are there. So this current is leaving from node to armature and this current is leaving from node to field winding. So only load current is entering. So the entering current is equal to leaving current, IA plus ISH. Now load current is the higher quantity, so load current is the sum of armature plus shunt current. So IL is given by IA plus ISH, so that IA is equal to IL minus ISH. Now these are the two formulas we have to remember while calculating the numerical problems. Now if this is the armature current, then what is the back EMF and voltage relations? Okay, now you can see here you go through this simple circuit and we can get the back EMF and voltage relations. Okay, now what is the shunt field current formula for this? So the shunt field current is given by shunt field current is given by, so ISH is equal to V by RSH. Why we are written like this? So same voltage is available across shunt field winding. Now voltage across shunt field winding is V, resistance is RSH. Now as per Ohm's law, V is equal to IR, so ISH is equal to V by RSH. Now we will calculate the armature current, since load current available, and shunt field current, we will get the armature current. Now what is the back EMF and voltage relations? If you observe this loop, this first loop, let us, this is a KVL loop. You can see here load current is coming and this voltage across this here will be armature current and this will be the back EMF. Now what will be the back EMF value available here after dropping the resistance? Okay, so after armature drop only back EMF is available. So the relation among these is given in terms of, by observing the EB and V given as, so EB is equal to V minus IA into RA. So you are applying some voltage and the armature drop is there, and you are getting the back EMF. So EB is equal to V minus IaRa, similar to previously discussed separately excited. Okay, so EB equal to V minus IaRa. Moreover, if there is a brush drop, EB is equal to V minus IaRa minus BCD also. So V is equal to EB plus IaRa plus BCD. Now this is the voltage equation for DC shunt motor in terms of back EMF and also in terms of armature current. Now we will discuss DC series motor voltage at the back EMF and current relations. This will be the series motor. Series winding is connected in series with the armature winding. So V is the supply voltage and EB is the back EMF or generated EMF in motor, and IA is the armature current, and IL is the load current here, and IF is the field current. So here it is the series current, we can take it as a ISC, and RA is the armature resistance and RAC is the series winding resistance. Now it is anyhow single loop is available, so by just observing the connection diagram we can say that. So from connection diagram, only single current, single path is available and all the currents will be same. So same current is flowing through this. So IL equal to ISC equal to IA. Now all the three currents are same. So same current is flowing to load coming from the voltage input, and current flowing through series winding is same as load as well as armature winding also. So IA equal to ISC equal to IL, this will be the current relations. Now what about back EMF and voltage relations? Since there is a series winding is there and armature winding, so you make it two drops across this. Okay, now again you assume this is a simple loop and you can take it as, so I can make a equivalent circuit for series motor. Okay, so you can take here, this is the voltage, supply voltage, and here series resistance is there. I can connect a series resistance RAC, and again we are having the armature resistance. So and this is the back EMF which opposes the supply voltage, and this is armature resistance. Now let us say the current will be IA instead of IL, and ISC I am considering IA. Okay, so if you apply the KVL for this, what you will get? Applying KVL to loop, so what you will get? V is equal to IA into RAC plus IA into RA, and what is the back EMF relation for this? Okay, so what is the back EMF from this? So which is given by EB plus IA into RA plus IA into RAC. So since IA is common, so V is equal to EB plus IA into RA plus RAC. Now this can be written in terms of your KVL loop. So voltage equation is nothing but EB plus IA into RA plus RAC. If you consider the brush drop, we can written as V is equal to EB plus IA into RA plus RAC plus brush contact drop. Voltage is given. In terms of back EMF is also we can written as V minus IA into RA plus RAC minus BCD. Now what we observe from this series motor, you can see here armature current, series current and load. So load current and armature current having higher magnitude, so large current is takes place in this motor, so the drop across armature and series winding is also high if these two resistances are high. But in general case, series winding resistance is very low and armature resistance is also low, so the drop across armature and series winding is to be less since the current is also within the limits. So back EMF and voltage will perform the better in case of DC series motor. Now we will discuss the long shunt compound motor, one of the type in compound motors. Now this is the diagram, connection diagram for long shunt compound. You can see the shunt field winding is connected across both armature and series winding. Let V be the supply voltage and EB is the back EMF and IA, IL, IAC is the three currents, and RA and RSE and also RSH is the shunt winding resistance. So three currents, IA, IL, IAC and RA, RAC, RSH are three resistances. Now how we are going to determine the current and voltage relations? You can see, you just observe here the winding and armature, series winding and armature, IAC and IA. So same current is delivering from the load to armature. So from connection diagram, IA is equal to IAC. So this is a basic relation we will observe here. Armature current and series winding current both same. So IA is equal to IAC. But what about this node X? At node X, applying KCL. Now what you observe from here, if you apply the KCL here, again you see here one entering current is there, two leaving currents are there. So these are the two leaving currents, one is shunt and one is series. Now you can see here entering current is IL and leaving current is series plus shunt. Now since series current is same as armature current, so IL is equal to IA plus ISH, since IA is equal to ISC. Now what is IA from here? IA is equal to IL minus ISH. Now this is the armature current, we can calculate from here. Then what is ISH once again? So ISH is given by, ISH is equal to, you can see here, similar to shunt motor, total field winding is connected across same voltage. So ISH is equal to V by RSH. Now we can determine the armature current, shunt field current, then we go for the armature current. The relation is IA is equal to IL minus ISH. Now what is the back EMF and load voltage relation? Since the voltage across this series winding and the armature winding as well as the supply voltage is different, since the load current is dividing into series current and shunt current. Okay, so you can see here the voltage drop in both cases. If you observe the long shunt motor, the back EMF and load, so supply voltage related as you can see here. So voltage applied to this winding is having two drops, one is series and one is armature drop. So we can written as V is equal to EB plus IA into RA plus armature drop plus series winding drop. So IAC into RAC. So this is armature drop, this is series winding drop. But IA is equal to again IAC. So I can replace IAC by IA, EB plus IA into RA plus RAC plus brush contact drop also you can add here. And also back EMF is given by EB is equal to V minus RA plus RAC minus BCD. Now this is the relations for voltage and back EMF in long shunt compound motors. Now this is similar to your shunt, whereas in short shunt you may looks like a series motor characteristics. So that's why these are called as a compound motor